It's a 4 foot or so drop. I like coming off the bridge. There's a couple lines for this. We just do a nice drop here and right down over the rock garden bottom.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to take you down the full length of the Northbank Trail from west to east in downtown Richmond, Virginia. This first section is relatively tame, but is a great warm-up for the rest of the trail.
Woo. Oh, it's been a week. Feels good. So good. So good.
Almost immediately, you'll ride past Maymont Park on your left. This historic 100-acre park is worth visiting in the summertime and is a favorite hangout for the locals to see a piece of history up close.
Trick on this is not to overexert yourself early, because when you do the full loop, you get real tired towards the end. I think the other side is much more technical. And so if you start with this, it's a nice warm-up going the Northbank first. But the trade-off is, by the time you get to Buttermilk, you're tired if you run too hard too early. Got walkers. Thank you, just me. And everybody's pretty cool on this trail most of the time. The walkers do have the right of way, of course, but generally speaking, if they see you coming, they're pretty good about stepping to the side.
As I've already done this first section of the Northbank Trail in a previous video, I'm going to skip over some of the fire road sections by speeding the video up just a bit.
Oh man, I'm in the wrong gear for this. Nope. Did not start that well. That does not happen to me often, but it does happen. All right, like I said, we're in the bamboo forest right now. There's not much of it here outside the park, but it does grow up, and it is really cool. I love this bypass section of the trail. If you went left at that ramp, you can climb what we have so fondly come to call it as the stairway to heaven. And it is a little bit ridiculous how hard it is to climb. I'll put a link or maybe show some clip footage of me going down it from one of my other videos. I haven't climbed it in a long time though. This section is pretty cool. It's real fast and flowy, and if you just let your speed carry you through, there's some really cool lines you can take all the way to the bottom with a few pedal strokes, but not much. Right across that little creek and up and over. Whew. And then this little rock roll is fun. You can hit it and send it pretty good.
This early section of the Northbank Trail was featured in my GoPro comparison video and is a great piece of trail to get warmed up and loose on.
I can tell you right now, because I'm filming, I am overpacing myself. I'm not going to run the full loop today, but if I was, I would be gassed at the pace I'm running right now. I also have found, although I forgot to start Strava today before I started, but generally speaking, My Strava runs on this side are much faster than the other side. I usually average a 14 to 15 and a half minute section on the Northbank side to get through going west to east. And the entire loop usually takes me between 45 and 50 minutes. So, rock downhill, fast flow section, a couple rock gardens down here. There's one right here, a little bit of bricks, another one right here, and we're down. And we start climbing immediately. This trail is listed as a black. It's not really that hard. The toughest part about this is the fact that there's really no rhythm to it. It's got some really cool flow sections downhill, but they're very short and you're immediately pedaling again. Usually uphill and usually into some tech section right after a flow. And even when there's downhill, it's not always all flow. We're getting ready to come back up to a switchback up here, and it's a rock garden all the way down. It's actually sort of like the stairway to heaven, but if you ran it downhill. It's got a similar feel to it with less switchbacks in it. Stairway is actually more technical than this. But that's my point, is when you're riding on this trail, it's really no rhyme or reason, honestly, to flow tech, flow tech, flow tech. It's all jumbled in, and it's only about 500 feet of elevation change, maybe 550, right about in there in total. But it's not one time, it's over and over and over again. So if you can't tell by now, I haven't ridden this trail in probably 3 weeks or so, and I'm totally out of gas right now. My breathing is heavy, I'm winded, I got a small stitch in my side, but the show must go on. They have all these rocks in the middle of a lot of the climbs, and I'm gonna assume that they're there to prevent washout on the trail. The trail builders here are pretty smart, but sometimes it actually makes the trail harder to climb. A lot of mud, it's been wet. Makes the trail harder to climb because if those rocks are even a little bit damp, they get slick. So downhill and back uphill. I will tell you, my dropper post gets a really good workout here. I'm gonna cheat this corner. Actually, no, I'll take it for you guys. You can cheat it right there if you want and go through that lower section and avoid that little switchback. But we're doing it for the video, so why not? This is the trail that I actually ride most consistently, and I would say I cut my teeth on getting back into biking. So I know this trail extremely well. I've ridden it hundreds of times at this point, and you can kind of gauge speeds when you've run it that many times based on conditions. Here's a little jump here. And then we'll have some more uphill. And then around this corner, there's a little tree root you can ride over. I like the inside line on it because you don't really even need to turn. Just roll over it. And then next, there's a switchback to pretty much downhill. It looks like I'm gonna pass some walkers in a minute, so we'll see if I have to stop. Oh, thank you guys. It's just me. Like I said, most people that are running, walking, riding this trail are really cognizant and aware of what's going on around them, which makes life, quality of life on the trail anyway, really nice. This mud is perfect. The dirt is soft and tacky. It's not too wet though. It's got a lot of grip. Although, I gotta be a little careful because I don't want to tear the trail up too bad because it's very soft at the bottom. So, I'll pass these walkers again because they're taking the steps. Last time, I promise.
No, you're good.
And again, I'm gonna avoid those rocks if I can. All right, once I get to the top of this little hill here, there's a really cool downhill. It's pretty short. It's actually the only place on this entire trail I've ever chipped paint on a bike from just riding it. There's a big downhill. I just try and hit this with no brakes and just roll the whole thing, send it, ride it around. Lots of mud down here today. And up and over. Runner.
I unfortunately picked up a bit of mud on the bottom part
you.
of the GoPro lens through this muddy section towards the end of my ride. I was fortunate though that I didn't pick up any more, but for the last few minutes I've got a smudge at the very edge of the camera, which kind of bummed me out, but it is what it is.
A few wet, really wet places in the low spots. That extra grip is much appreciated, but if I can avoid the really muddy places and not get the bike crazy dirty today and not tear up the trail any more than a normal ride would be, that would be ideal. Oh, I got a bunch more walkers. It's a nice day. It is lunchtime in the middle of the week though, so there shouldn't be too many people out here. Rider up on your right. Thank you, just me. Oh, thanks guys. It's just me. A little rock garden climb. Got some slippage going on my back wheel. Power down and pedal through. And this is pretty much the last feature on the Northbank side. Right here. There's two directions you can go. There's a chute on the left and a rock garden right. I like the chute personally. I do them both. But you can take the chute with a little more speed as you go right into an uphill rock garden and down the woodbridge. Whew. And that's essentially it.
Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life? Don't you know you're not alone? Won't you come into my life, into my life, into my life? Into my life.
The last little feature on this side is a nice roll. You can slow the speed down, get a little bar lift. You can actually tail whip that really nice. So it's not technically a step up, but you're so low off the ground, even though you're moving so fast, that the risk to reward is a pretty good ratio. Now I'm officially done with that side of the trail.
As we come to the end of the Northbank Trail, I'd like to say thanks again for watching. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, be sure to give it a like and feel free to subscribe. See you in the next one.